Hello, this is Jupiter from Prism Fantasy, and welcome back to our channel where we talk about spirits, entities, and magical beings, divination, magic, alchemy, and more. In this video, I am going to be speaking out on money matters and what you can do to manifest more money into your life. First off, why do we give out a money spell for free in our shop? Because money doesn't come by saying the magic words. There is no abracadabra, hocus pocus, cha-ching, or any of that stuff. It does help a little depending on your circumstances, but in the end, to earn more is still by the effort you put in. Of course, everybody can do magic. Magic is basically manipulating energy to manifest what you want into the physical. Everything is energy, so anything can be used for you, but also against you. Everything is born in spirit before it becomes physical. Thoughts, ideas, inventions, actions, art, creations, etc., etc. But it is easier to make things go your way when you look into the other side. By the other side, I mean into the astral. You got an intent, and the intent can branch off into many possibilities, which is why prediction is actually all about probability. It goes down the path that is most likely to happen, so you have many things that you could factor into it. If you know what will help you and what will go against you, then you can manipulate it to go exactly the way you want. Your real self, actually, let me clarify on the real self, since it would include all parts of you, including your shadow self. But I don't want to dive into that right now. People are mostly familiar with the higher self, so I'm going to go with your higher self. But your higher self, which is you, and the universe has all the power to control, whether to grant what you desire or not. But plus, there is really no such thing as free things in this world, even if it is out of kindness, lending a helping hand, or making a donation. The reward or what one gives out will always come back to them in the same amount or multiplied. We all live in the same universe, so everything is related and connected. You may lose money to person A, but you get it back from person B or person C. That's how the universe works. It's like a network, or like the internet, because everything is connected and the universe is very fair. But if it is for the sake of teaching you a lesson and you have failed to learn the lesson, then the money will not come back to you and you will keep on losing, because the problem is always there. You did not make a change, or you did not make an effort to make a change. But you can't be afraid to lose or take risks. Don't be stingy, don't be selfish, and don't be greedy, because once you have passed your test, then your reward will come back to you multiplied. I want to give an example of how we may be holding ourselves back. So I'm going to get a bit personal for a moment. Okay, I am a college student. I am in the middle of earning my degree for mortuary science to become a funeral director and embalmer. Several years ago, I was in college too for something else, and I saw signs to get into the funeral service, but I didn't pay attention to the call. I just ignored it, and well, I ended up dropping out of college and moving to Kentucky, then moving back to North Carolina to join the military. Only the military didn't work out, and I was actually let go for, quote, behavioral issues, unquote. So I jumped around from job to job. I have had about 20 jobs, and I am 26 years old. Okay, and I could not keep a job. Either I would need to move, or I would get kicked out, it was just everything. I've only actually been fired twice from 2 jobs, but like all the other jobs, like something just had to come up, and it was like, I didn't know it at the time, but something was just pushing me in the direction, but I was going against the current. So the last job I had before I started college again, the last job I had was as a waitress in Ruby Tuesdays, and we made so little money at that location because it was so slow, and the universe just knew that I would never make a change for myself. So it jumped in and it made the restaurant shut down out of nowhere. Okay, like it was crazy. The manager just told us one day to come in the next morning really early, and then she told everyone the news that they were going to close down. So after that I finally decided to go back to school. And when I went back to school, I realized what the universe had been pushing me to do. And that was to go into the funeral service and to help people and to help spirits. And you know what? When I went back to school and I got into, the funeral service, like everything just started falling into place. Prism Fantasy itself would never have been founded if I didn't return to school. My spiritual development would have been stagnant. I would still be broke with no money. I would be sitting there at Ruby Tuesdays making sometimes $10 on a really slow day, or getting sent home early because customers were not coming in. And I wouldn't have done anything about it except complain. You know what I mean? So sometimes we may not want to make a big change. Maybe we are afraid of the risk, or maybe we don't want to put in the effort. Maybe we don't have the motivation, but whatever it is, you have to do something to fix that issue, because in the end, the only one holding yourself back is you. You are stunting your spiritual growth and your personal evolution. Until you overcome what you need in life, you will be stuck in the same place you are in, blaming other people for your problems instead of exhausting all of your resources. Your higher self has already planned your life limitations or lessons before you were even born. Anyway, we typically pick certain people we will meet during certain times, who are family and friends, or who are our temporary teachers and guides through particular events and circumstances. Sometimes your higher self is just waiting for you to decide or to take action on your visions of success. You must talk or negotiate with your higher self if you want to go far. After all, no one knows you better than yourself, especially through all of your past lives. The universe and your real self will know if you can handle it. If they say go for it, then be patient to let things work naturally. Okay, so I know a lot of people don't really know how to speak to their higher self, but you can pray, you can meditate, use a pendulum, find your happy place, do whatever you need to do, and you can ask your higher self for advice. But again, there is a balance in everything. So know that those who have succeeded the greatest have not done so without first failing greatly. If you want to reach high places, then you can't be afraid of heights. You just gotta take risks. You gotta go for it sometimes, because if you're always careful and just looking out, cautiously, then you're never gonna get anywhere. You're not gonna grow from experience, because you're stopping yourself from gaining experience. There's actually a book out there called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. In the book, it never stated much about the universe and how the force of nature and energy works. Most of the rich people will tell you how and what they did to become rich, but then the only thing missing is the one secret, which is how exactly does the universe work? So here we are going to talk about how the universe works. I'm going to reveal to you some secrets, okay? There are many ways to get money, and here I am going to tell you 7 important things you need to know. 1. Change your mindset. 2. The law of attraction. 3. Imagination, visualization, and intentions equal manifestation. 4. Change your lifestyle. 5. Change your energy. 6. Cultivate and incorporate magic. And 7. Cleanliness. Now I'm going to go down that list and explain each one. So we're going to start off first with mindset. Humans are programmed through the conscious and subconscious mind, and it impacts everything you do. each thought and action is influenced by emotion and your perception of awareness. I mentioned earlier that everything exists spiritually before it manifests physically, including your ideas and actions. This is because your mind exists in the spiritual realm. You literally control the physical by controlling your reality with your mind. But without the right mindset, you will always have problems when you want something. Maybe what you are striving towards isn't what you truly want. Maybe it's just what your parents want for you. Or maybe you lack the motivation and interest to pursue your desire. Or maybe something is blocking you from achieving your goals. So you need to get rid of that block, get rid of that obstacle. You need to find out what the root of the issue is. But whatever it is, if your heart is not into what you want to do or what you think you want to do, then if you are not emotionally into what you're doing, or if you're unhappy and emotionally unstable, then you're not going to have, it's going to hinder your mindset. You need a healthy, strong-willed mindset that doesn't give up easily. You need a passionate and ambitious mindset that stays positive through the hard times. Because let's face it, there will be definitely some hard times. That's inevitable. So the second thing we're going to talk about on the list was attraction, the law of attraction. Everything, I reiterate, everything is literally made of energy. Nothing is not energy. Your body functions on energy, chemical reactions exist, movement, emotions, spirits, molecules, etc. It's all basically science. When you trade services, the service is energy. When you exchange money, the exchange is energy. And the money itself is energy. What? So everything has its own energy signature. If you aren't experienced, you're probably wondering what the heck I'm talking about. But you don't feel energy with your physical hands. I guess you can if it's like heat or something. But for energy signature, it's like a fingerprint, okay? So you are feeling the energy with your astral senses, your supernatural senses, or whatever, whenever someone refers to it as their sixth sense. You need to take the money and feel its energy. And once you are familiar with the energy of money, and you understand what kind of energy the money is and has, then imagine that your solar plexus chakra will attract and absorb the energy of money to you. And you can do this to attract anything. It doesn't have to be money. Doing this helps pull any energy to come to you. A little about the solar plexus chakra for a second. It's also known as the attraction chakra. This chakra is associated with the color yellow and governs self-esteem, self-empowerment, confidence, strength, your will, and your motivation. If you have a weak, blocked, or even a damaged solar plexus chakra, then you're going to typically feel emotionally unstable. You're going to feel worthless, and you're not going to really value yourself or love yourself as much as you should. And you can easily be irritated, angry, or even too self-absorbed. You are going to want a strong solar plexus chakra to move with purpose and become productive, which is why when it is not working properly, you will feel your creativity having become stagnant or cut off. So instead of looking for approval from others, you should be seeking approval, within yourself. This is what should happen if you have a healthy and strong solar plexus chakras. An example of using the law of attraction, and we have all done this at some point in our lives, but have you ever just wanted something to go your way, or you have wanted a situation to go into the direction you want it to go without planning or thinking it out, and you just simply wing it, right? So that right there is using the law of attraction. Your solar plexus chakra is strong when you are feeling confident to just wing it, when you just want to wing something. So an example of using the law of attraction financial wise is to put random money notes on your bed frame, or stuff your pillowcase with dollar bills. You can love the money, sleep with the money. Remember what I said about the mind existing in the spirit world? Well, the idea is to attract that energy using your mind power as you sleep. Spiritually, it will come to you before it begins to manifest physically. You can even say some money mantras before bed and every day when you wake up. But again, this is how your mindset comes into play, because if you have no faith or confidence in what you are doing, or if you don't believe in what you are doing, then the energy is not moving around. You are not manipulating energy, and there is no magic, because the effort and the emotion of what you are doing is supposed to fuel to manifest. So if you are missing these factors, then it is basically the same thing as an empty wish, okay? And that brings us to our third topic, the third topic on our list. Imagination, visualization, and intentions equal manifestation. Manifestation can be very hard or very easy depending on, once again, your mindset. Your mindset is all about that drive and motivation, that fire that ignites you to pursue your dreams. You need to find out what inspires you. If you don't know what you want in life, you need to think about what you enjoy doing. What makes you feel passionate? What makes you happy or inspires a happiness or willingness from deep down? What you imagine and picture, be it today, tomorrow, or years from now. What you receive and how much you receive, etc. Make sure you envision the picture as crystal clear and specific as you can. Visualize it, see it, and then send this picture out into the universe. The universe is like a supercomputer. You are creating the code of your program, your intent and visualization, using your thoughts and then downloading it into the matrix, which is basically the astral plane. You enter the matrix when you sleep all the time. So for long-term goals, it is harder to manifest because often you are challenged to give up on your dream. We easily have doubt, and you can be hindered to lose your vision or the bigger picture, or you just forget what you were striving towards originally and lose direction. But the only limit, again, is yourself, at least for the most part, because I'm not going to say everything, because there are external influences that are just out of your control. But sometimes it's a wake-up call to change direction, just like with my personal story earlier that I was telling you about. You just never know when a blessing comes in a disguise. As I always say, when one door closes, then another door opens, because death is the start of a new life. Intention plays a role in all parts. Your intention is practically the key ingredient in the recipe of manifestation. The stronger the intention, then the stronger the energy, magic, and mindset, etc. it all becomes. Without intention, nothing is going to work. Strong intentions will push all your efforts towards what you desire as the outcome. Now, the fourth thing on our list is lifestyle. How to changing your lifestyle. You make your energy by the type of life you live, your decisions, your behavior, habits, etc. Everything you do is energy. And a big example is how you take care of yourself. If you don't take care and love yourself, if you don't make yourself happy, then of course you will be unhappy. The saying, "You can't love others unless you love yourself," it's an expression that can be interpreted in many ways. But basically, if you don't love yourself, then what you have to offer to other people can be pretty much considered of no value. You have nothing valuable to give to people if you don't love yourself. Energy is contagious, be it negative or positive. If you are always unhappy, then others around you will be infected with your negativity and will either be negative with you or get away from you. Because no one really wants to be around a negative person if, you're going to bring them down. especially if they are usually upbeat and positive. You're going to dim their light. So negative people tend to hang around with other negative people. Positive people tend to want to be around other positive people. But if you have a positive energy, then of course you're going to attract more positive people into your life, and you're going to cultivate positive energies together, and positive abundance is going to take place. You must really think about what you are doing and bringing into your life that factors negative and positive energy. You will want to eliminate the negative elements, because these things don't really happen overnight. But you need to discipline yourself to make it into a habit, into a lifestyle. So speaking of habits, another great example is digestion, which is a chemical reaction inside your body. Again, energy. You eat what you are. Generally speaking, what you eat now won't really affect you tomorrow, but what you eat every day, currently, it's definitely going to affect you big time 2 years from now, 5 years from now, a decade from now, and they are going to manifest in the form of health issues, which is negative energy. So bad food equals bad energy. Avoiding processed foods and meats is a great start, even if you just cut back, from the amount of consumption rather than cutting it all out at once. Instead, focus on a diet that can increase your life force, your vitality, and longevity, such as fresh foods, organic foods, because whenever you have bad energy, you will be weakened and incapacitated. You will feel drained and get tired very easily, which will affect your mindset. Again, this affects your will and your motivation, and it will weaken your desire to commit to action. So more vitality means you will feel more alive, more strength, more vigor to move with a sense of meaning and purpose in all endeavors. Anything of too much is bad for you, since everything needs a balance. I'm always talking about balance, and it is no secret that junk food and processed foods, all that stuff, it affects your health. You gotta try adding more alkaline into your diets, with foods that are non-processed and more natural, like watermelon, broccoli, spinach, almonds, soybeans, lamb, eggs, lime, lemon, just, to name a few. But meat is good, but if you eat too much meat, it actually causes a bunch of health issues, which is why back in the old days, it used to be called the rich man's disease, because, only the wealthy back then could afford meat. You can even drink water with infused alkaline. Acidic bodies always feel tired and easily trigger cancer. A huge sign is chronic heartburn or acid reflux disease. Consuming a little organic apple cider vinegar daily can actually help balance the body's acidity. Good sleep is also important. Apple cider vinegar, it also increases your metabolism. Okay, back to sleep. So good sleep is also important. Some of us stay up late at night, and it's really important to get the right amount of hours for sleep. If you stay up late, it should be because you can sleep in late while still getting in the right amount of hours for sleep, which is typically 7 hours for adults. But actually, if you sleep by 11 p.m. and wake up super early in the morning, it's the best thing you can do for yourself, because this regulates your energies naturally and increases your metabolism as well. Detoxifying your body is another way of getting rid of bad energies. The most common types of detoxifications people do are water fasting and sweating out the toxins, like sitting in a humid sauna. Now, moving on, the fifth thing we are going to jump into is changing your energy. Your body's energy flow is very important. I mentioned this earlier, but any blockages can affect you spiritually, physically, and emotionally. Usually, when one of them is affected, then the others become affected too, because it messes up the balance. There it goes again. Balance. If you are emotionally unwell, it can lower your immune system. It can weaken your faith. Inactive chakras mean your energy is stuck and you have a problem manifesting. I'm not going to go too much into detail about the chakra system, There are hundreds of chakras in our body, and most people usually just talk about the main 7. But each chakra governs something important, and when you have a block or when it is damaged, then it can't function properly and you cannot be the best you can be. You cannot perform anything to your best capability, and nothing can come to you because you are blocking yourself from utilizing the laws of attraction. Your inspiration, your mindset, your intentions, and your magic, all of that stuff is going to be weakened. When it comes to money, you will end up limiting yourself or selling yourself short. You will feel like all you can do is live paycheck to paycheck. You're going to feel like you're hopeless and there is no hope to change your situation. And when you think like that, then that is what you become, because you are thinking and speaking that into existence. If you believe there is nothing you can do, then there really is nothing you can do. You've already sentenced yourself into your situation the moment you begin to think and say, well, there's nothing I can do to change my life. But if you don't make effort to make a change, then you will stay stuck, because money is less likely to just fall out of the sky and drop into your lap, while you just sit around looking for quick money schemes instead of changing up your game plan. So all this brings us to the 6th discussion on our list, which is magic. Now, magic is not an alternative for miracles. Not everything will work out or go the way you expect it to. Instead, magic should be combined with the effort you do. You must always understand that the universe is the biggest external influence. Sometimes you are not worthy of blessings, or you are dealing through karmic cycles. While you can control destiny, you can't control fate. Everywhere magic shops that sell money spells state that it will never work for you if you don't understand how the universe works. Okay, you can cast magic? Check. You put in effort? Check. Do you understand how the universe works? Not check. So, because there are things that we have to go through in life, we must experience as humans. There's not always a shortcut or a life hack. Don't crave for money. Don't die for money. Don't kill for money. Money is not even real. It's just a tool. Money is a currency of energy. That's all it is. You pay for services and products which also require energy to be carried out. Moving on to the last topic on that list is cleanliness. The environment you live in, along with hygiene, is very important. Living dirty just guarantees living in negative energy. It is important that you need to be clean. The place you live in must be clean, or else it attracts negative beings too. No matter how many times you shower, what kind of healthy food you eat, how many times you cleanse your space with sage or smudging, it is still polluted with negative energy when you need to remove the sole root of the issue. And sometimes it could be a person harboring negative emotions in your own household. People often associate poverty with filth and unsanitary conditions. If you don't clean up after yourself, it affects the health and your mind. Don't you feel more relaxed and safe in a room that is free of clutter? Don't you think more clearly when the clutter in your room is gone? When your home is messy, it breeds negative energy, and negative energy attracts malevolent beings, which will make for even more negative energy. And then that becomes harder to get rid of. I'm going to use this in example, but I know that you all know what hoarders are. Have you ever just seen hoarders? And they can't throw away trash, rotting food, and unneeded things to save their own lives. Well, they know they need to make a change, but it becomes so hard because the negativity has already amplified. If you have seen houses of celebrities and famous people, the interior is well kept and tidy. It looks clean and beautiful. The wealthy are often associated with cleanliness and good health. The topic of cleanliness is quite the same as incorporating a positive lifestyle into your life. You want to live healthy and be healthy. You want positive energies into your life, into your body, and to attract other positive energies by the law of attraction for even more positive opportunities. So when your mom tells you to clean your room, don't get mad because she just doesn't want negative energy in her household. Okay, so that is all for this very long video. I hope this helps some of you by changing your way of thinking, and I hope it helped you all become enlightened so that you can be inspired to start changing your life now. Please leave a comment and let us know what you think or what other factors we could have added to the list. If you found this video helpful, then please support us by hitting that subscribe button and giving us a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to check out the links down below. Jinyu and I would love to meet you guys in our Discord server. Alright, thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next video.